I've had enough of, hey, maybe, you know, it'd be a good idea. Enough, enough, enough. Do your jobs. Do your jobs, politicians. And we're signing a petition to make them do it. And I need people to sign it because we're all at risk. There was a 6-year-old boy, that shooting with Houdini downtown, 2 o'clock in the afternoon on a sunny Tuesday, a 6-year-old boy was caught in that crossfire. So people really need to take it in that that could be them. So I've had enough. And that's why we started the petition. Okay. There's an organization called Advanced Peace. They started in Richmond, California. 2007, Richmond, California had 47 murders. Okay. That was 8 times the national average. Richmond, California only has 100,000 people right now. Take that in for a second. 47 murders. They introduced Advanced Peace. What Advanced Peace does is a mentorship program. They take street man. I've got into a little conflict with people. I used to say ex-con and I'm a street man. You want to come at me? How about my words? Street man. Okay? Dudes that live that life and been through the system, come back out and mentor kids that are living in the streets right now, in the streets, doing that business. They come and mentor their kids. The city hires those guys. They hire the street man to keep peace in the neighborhood. And then if those kids, it's a fellowship program, if those kids do the requirements, they get paid. Within a year, the murder rate in Richmond, California dropped by 40%. 27 murders, right? And by 2014, they were down to 11 gun homicides. Okay? The program works and we're in a crisis. So same thing.
How would it be rolled out here across Toronto? And what changes are you hoping it's going to make immediately?
A drop in violence. Advanced Peace Sacramento has not had an underage or youth homicide in the year. So they started in 2018, now in 2019, none of their kids have died. All in the high 90s about the kids who are under investigation or being suspected of gun crime. 90% of them are not. 99% of them are alive. Not like their stats are incredible. Because what we have to remember, and the other part of this conversation, is that these kids have been failed by the system. And I know people don't like this talk, and that everyone likes their right-wing talking points, and you're wrong. They have been failed by the system, okay? They have great, great potential, but they have schools and a society that has written them off, which is why we haven't cared, okay? We have failed them in their schooling. We have failed them in their neighborhoods. And now it has overflowed, okay? Like the sink downstairs that you haven't paid attention to, and now your basement is flooded. You know what I'm saying? We live in a pool. We don't live in a sandbox. What happens over there comes over here. And now you cannot go downtown Toronto. You can't go downtown Toronto knowingly and say, I'm safe. Because you wanted to pretend that what was happening in the hood had nothing to do with you. Well, here you are now. Okay? So if we can get the violence down with Advanced Peace, we still have to have a conversation about our schools. We have to have a conversation about these neighborhoods, about these homes. We're now grown-ups as a civilization, okay? It's the 21st century. Enough of pretending like, oh, that's poor people, and those are black people. We're in it together, whether we like it or not. We share one planet, we share one city. Everyone has to grow the up. And if you can't grow the up, get out of the room as the adults have a conversation. I'm not playing with anyone anymore.
What is your greatest fear that this crisis goes unanswered?
It is a crisis. It is a crisis. And we've seen the government jump into, we see how fast money can appear and governments can start moving when they recognize a crisis. And we've had it already. We've had it. God Almighty saved that child. The bullets struck by his feet. He was in between 2 people shooting at each other. We're in it. We're in the worst case scenario. Does a child have to die before we then go into another level of overreaction and foolishness? Enough. Their program works. Let's do it. I'm a director, so I don't understand muddling around and talking and then, hey, let's talk again tomorrow. I'm on set, and after a certain time, I go into overtime. And if I go past that time, I go into triple overtime. And then a producer comes to me and says, are you going to give your money if you want to keep on going? There's real consequences. So I make real decisions to get things done. This will get that done. Enough. We need to all come together and sign this petition. So when Councillor Thompson puts that in front of our city politicians, they know this city wants it to happen.